So very good welcome to all of you. Thank you for joining this training, the D.AI.SY Success Mastery, because we are in the early stages of the launch, now starting our third week. This is a coaching Zoom that occurred 2 days ago, and wanted to just give you some comments on this. And the main reason for this webinar, which is going to be presented by Michael Faust, Grace's sponsor, who is sponsored directly by the founders, is we're finding that people are using the wrong kind of message, or maybe don't even have a message, but to have the right D.AI.SY story in order to stand out from the crowd. And there's a lot of junk and hype. We don't endorse that at all. So I ask you to carefully listen to Michael as he shares the right way to share D.AI.SY, so that you can stand out from the crowd, stand out with integrity, and stand out by being accurate and dependable, which unfortunately is not always the case. So let's hear from Michael, and thanks for listening.
To join you, some of you at the start of the day, some of you closing it out, and some of you in the middle of it. Today's D.AI.SY Mastery session is focused on how to share the right D.AI.SY story to stand out from the crowd. And part of this has come about through an observation of seeing how people are actually positioning D.AI.SY in the marketplace, how that's generating the sort of interest that they're seeking or not seeking, or not wanting to seek, and how to differentiate themselves in the marketplace, because it's easy to get lost in the crowd. So I hope that this session today will just give you some insights. It's just another way of looking at things, but I think it's going to help a lot of people to maybe see things from another angle. So if I was to ask you, what is D.AI.SY, and you had to just write it in the chat in just a matter of one sentence, if you only had a few seconds to tell somebody what is D.AI.SY, just put in the chat what you would say to somebody. And that's going to be hard for a lot of people, because they haven't actually thought about it. You know, how do you describe D.AI.SY in just a short sense? You know, if you ask somebody, what is a doctor, what is an engineer, you know, what do you do? That's really not that difficult to do. But for a lot of people, it's challenging to be very clear in their mind what is D.AI.SY. Well, before we talk about what is D.AI.SY, let's have a quick look at somebody's written. A passive form of income. Yeah, it's a crowdfunding opportunity working in the financial technology space. Yeah. Okay. So, you know, there's no right or wrong answers. It's just interesting to get answers. But let me share from my perspective, and again, it's just my perspective and my opinion, and everyone has a perspective and their own opinion, is that D.AI.SY is not a trading opportunity. Now, a lot of people are going to sort of looking at me with puzzled look on their faces, either watching the recording or watching the live version of this. But I'm very clear that D.AI.SY is not a trading opportunity. At least that's not how I'm positioning it in the marketplace. So how am I positioning it in the marketplace? Why don't you think about this? Do you trade with D.AI.SY? I mean, are you doing any trading? Your tier funds that go to the D.AI.SY trading pool is not your capital. You're not putting money into your trading account. It's not your capital. And you're not trading. So that's something to consider as you're actually evaluating what is D.AI.SY. So again, what is D.AI.SY? Well, for me, D.AI.SY is a venture capital raise. It's not a trading opportunity. It's a venture capital raise. You know, I've been listening to all these podcasts with Tim Ferriss interview founders of Netflix and Shopify and Google, Amazon, eBay, you know, the list goes on and on and on. It's really interesting because a lot of these people are involved. He also interviews a lot of people who run venture capital companies. And the more and more I start to look at what D.AI.SY actually is and how do we separate ourselves from everything else there, I personally am going to focus more on positioning as a venture capital raise, and also using terminology that people can relate to, where basically we are a venture capital raise using a crowdfunding model. So effectively, you are contributing to the raising of funds for a project that is the biggest development project in the financial technology space. I'll say it again. It's all about words. It's really important. Every word that you share with somebody else paints a picture in their head. Words are powerful because effectively what we communicate is always a word picture. So you're not investing, you're contributing to the raising of funds for a project that, as Dr. Anna said, it is the biggest development project in the financial technology space. You know, she's got over 60 people already hired, 10 more coming in. You know, we've got quantum physicists and analysts and quants and AI scientists, you know, the best of the best, the cream of the cream. But we are trying to achieve two outcomes, and that is basically the funding for the research and development of that technology and the funding of a pool of funds that that technology can utilise in its development and its testing to end up with the end result of a technology that's going to revolutionise the financial industry. So it's very important to understand that. You are being rewarded, just like a venture capitalist, with equity in the IPO and a share of the trading profits created by the development of this new technology. And it's paid to you as what's called trading rewards. So we're being rewarded. It's really important. It's not about our ROI that our bot or our software or our EA is generating each month. We are being rewarded like a venture capital. If you are a venture capitalist, I'm going to talk a little bit about this very soon, you're looking for different things. And I think we need to change the mindset. So we're being rewarded with equity in the IPO and a share of the trading profits created by the development of this technology. So right now, we're using about 45 different strategies. Well, we aren't. Endotech is using 45 different actual strategies they've developed. And as Dr. Anna explained, with the size of the pool of funds they've now got the ability to explore new strategies and adopt some new things they haven't done before, and also explore some the researchers who are involved in this project have actually found correlations and as far as patterns that around Bitcoin and other currencies that they didn't know existed before. So just by the fact that they've got this massive team of people and this large pool of money and large trading pool, they're able to explore things that most other technology projects would never have access to. So what does a venture capitalist look for? Well, let's go down that road a little bit to see what they look for. They look for leadership ability. So one of the first people the venture capitalists will come in contact with is the founder or the CEO, in this case, Dr. Anna. And she did have venture capitalists lining up to give her money, but she chose not to do that because she didn't want to lose control of the intellectual property, didn't want to lose control of the actual saying where her vision was going. And she wanted to bring it away from the big end of town back to the small guys. But if you were a venture capitalist, you'd be primarily talking to the person who's the founder. And what is his or her presence? Is the person inspiring and a good communicator? Well, when you hear Dr. Anna, I know myself personally, just my opinion, every time I hear her speak, it builds confidence. It actually builds belief in this project. Do they seem fully committed? Well, yeah, she's all in. This is her dream. This is her baby. It's basically she's got new officers, hiring new staff. I mean, she's working, says to 1 a.m. every day. She's committed. Are they willing to listen and take advice? Well, she put a white paper out there to seek feedback from the best AI people around the world. So she's not being arrogant and saying, we are the only ones who know how to do this. She's looking for input. Do they seem calm and competent under pressure? Let's be honest, they've been under intense pressure with Daisy, and every time I see her on a call, she looks like she's knows what she's doing. But again, this is not the first time. I'm a first rodeo, as people would say. I mean, she's been around this development of financial solutions for nearly 25 years. Do they seem like they would be able to problem solve and make adjustments should the business hit roadblocks? Are they passionate and knowledgeable about their products and service and industry? These are indicators. These indicators often signal to a venture capitalist that the founder has the potential to succeed. So just type in the chat, do you think that there is good leadership on the Endotech side for this project that we are raising funds for that will take this to where it's supposed to go? My personal opinion is yes, but you've got your own opinion on that. The second thing to look for is a strong team. Venture capitalists want to see a team that is all in from the beginning, not waiting in the wings for funding to arrive before they jump on board. I mean, they haven't even got all their funds yet. We're only about 10% to the goal, but you can already see they're acting like it's a done deal. They're acting like this is going to happen no matter what. New staff, bigger headquarters, working at 1 o'clock in the morning every day. The idea is that if the team is passionate about their product or service and can get through the bootstrap stage of growth, then they will have the determination to overcome any hurdles they will face in the growth process. Venture capitalists also want to see the team shares the founder's vision and offers the relevant skills and experience to face future challenges as the business expands. And when you hear Adam, the VP of sales, Dimitri, the COO, and everybody from the Endotech team, they exude expertise, they exude experience, they exude knowledge about what they're doing. And it's like they are fully in control. And again, they've been doing this for a while. It's sort of like we've got, in a sense, a new project that's based on decades of experience. Innovative product. Venture capitalists don't want to see a me too or also ran. They want to see a business that either provides a compelling reason for people to change from their current habits, to see something that is truly unique. For this reason, venture capitalists want to see a product that has a strong differentiator. They'll want to see that people don't have a reason to buy someone else's product or service instead. If people are already using a similar product or service, why will they want to shift to your product? Well, we know that she's been catering for a marketplace where she's been the leader in that industry, and she's taking this technology to a level, the AI science, to a level which has not been done before. So we definitely have a product that's not a me too product. Proof of concept. Even though venture capitalists are typically invested in startups or young companies, they still wanted to see proof that the business is viable. Well, Endotech's got a great track record of many, many years of producing results. And so we know that the strategies they've developed are already working, but we're looking to 4 times the results they're getting. This means moving beyond just having a product idea to having proof that someone will pay for it outside of family and friends. They want to see traction with a core market. This should be the broad segment and intentional, otherwise the VCs will be skeptical. So we know all that, it's got all that. A broad, serviceable, obtainable market. If your product or service is for a niche market, then chances are the VC fund won't be very interested. And in a way, this technology is for a niche market, but there's a huge marketplace at the institutional level who are all looking for that competitive edge. So it might be a niche product, but there is a quite a significant marketplace out there looking for this. They want to see a large market. And they also want a market that's potentially a $1 billion market. And there's no doubt about it that this is a potential $1 billion market. Conversion proof. They want to see that you can move prospects to the point of conversion. Well, we know they've got a track record of bringing on board institutional clients, so we know all that. They want to see that there aren't too many barriers in the buying process. A detailed plan for how the capital will be put to work. Well, they've already laid out a roadmap. She's put out the white paper. She's been very transparent all the time about where the funds are going, and we're very clear on what we're raising funds for. $10 million for R&D, for the first phase and $500 million fund. Now we move into Forex with a $1 billion trading pool, and obviously there'll be more development into the R&D as well. And then we move into stocks with another pool. So everything is laid out. Venture capitalists are looking for a 10 times potential. Since we're investing in companies with a high risk, they want a 10-time multiple. This is because they understand that probably more than half of their investments don't work out, so they need some that have a big multiplier. Endotech's a pretty good safe bet because they've already got an established marketplace, an established track record, an established team, and we're just taking it to the next level. So, before I go to the next step, does that, put in the chat a yes if that changes your mindset a little bit about, sorry about that, a little bit about what we should be thinking as a venture capitalist. Okay, so as long as you pitch DAISY as a trading opportunity, you're going to spend all of your time doing the following things. And I see this time and time again. What's the daily, weekly, monthly ROI? How soon can I see a trading profit? How soon can I withdraw? Can I withdraw my capital? What sort of trading do they do? Is it manual trading? Is it bots? Is it AIs? Is it EAs? Oh, my bot, my AI, my EA, my trader gets this result. Why is yours better? So what ends up happening is we get into conversations that 99% of the people who participate in DAISY don't have the expertise to answer or the knowledge to answer. And frankly, it's not why we got involved. I mean, I didn't get involved with DAISY to be having dialogues about detailed trading strategies and all the terminology about trading. You know, I'm here to bring funds to the crowd fund. So as long as you're positioning us as a trading opportunity, you're going to be comparing it one to every deal that comes out. We are being compensated for bringing funds to a venture capital raise using a crowdfunding model, not to become pseudo trading and AI experts. Give me an amen if that resonates for you. We want to be compensated for bringing funds to a venture capital raise. We don't want to spend all our time trying to act like we are pseudo traders in the trading space. But as long as you pitch DAISY as a trading opportunity, you're going to spend all your time being compared to every other trading scheme, deal, bot, etc. out there. And the reality is that that's not where we want to be. And there are a dime a dozen. I mean, every day I get people bringing to me another trading opportunity, another EA, another bot, another plan to use trading to make money. And it's a constant comparison because all the conversation comes down to is how much profit does your particular trading solution generate compared to the others. And that's not taking into account the bigger picture of the trading strategies. As I showed in one of the examples this week, you know, we showed one example where in a 34-month period, their biggest losing day was 15%. So when people look at our back office and they see all of a sudden their total result goes from, say, 15% to 2%, and they have a panic attack, not understanding that that's quite okay, that over that 34-month period with a 13 losing months, by the way, 13 out of 34 losing months, they were still able to achieve an 800% on average with compounding, 800% per year, even with a 15% losing day. So people, you know, if you don't understand the bigger picture and you're just comparing trading results, you're going to be constantly going down rabbit holes that are going to be frustrating, not what you want to be doing, and getting into conversations where it almost becomes the fastest gun in the West of who's going to be able to, come up with the bigger outcome. And that's not where we want to go. And what happened to all those daily deals? The ones that promised you 0.5%, 1%, 2% a day, get your money back in 30 days, blah, blah, blah. I can tell you almost every single one of them has resulted in personal loss for participants. And all the trading bots and all the EAs out there, the reality is, I mean, we've been involved in the trading space and we have used institutional trading solutions. We've used, really sophisticated EAs and bots and rest of it had great track records. And time again, we've got accounts wiped out. And what I love about D.AI.SY is that Dr. Anna, she's going to make sure that that fund achieves its outcome because her IPO is dependent upon the success of this project. Her future, everything she's worked for 25 years, is going to be based around the success of this technology. So she's going to be, her and her team, pulling out all stops to all hours of the morning, every single day, to make sure that achieves its results. If I was trading privately, I might only be using maybe 4 or 5 of their the AIs they have, because each AI you need to have about a minimum of $20,000. So if I want to use 5 different AIs, I've got to have 100 grand invested. But they're using 45 strategies already. So I'd have to understand how they work, but she's got a whole team who's constantly assessing that all the time, and they're going to be adding more. So I don't want to get involved in all the technical side of it. I just want to bring people to the crowdfund and enjoy the rewards. So imagine if you had been a venture capitalist in Airbnb, Uber, Shopify, Netflix, and many other tech giants. All of these companies all had venture capital. Not one of them became who they are without somebody putting up money. And normally it was tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of dollars before they became their multi-billion-dollar giants. Well, that's what we're getting an opportunity to do with Endotech. It's just that rather than it's only been available to a venture capital company that's got tens or hundreds of millions of dollars or even billions to put towards projects, it's us, the everyday people. So Endotech is a major fintech project that has a roadmap of several years planning ahead, documented, creating technology to profit from multiple asset classes, crypto, Forex, stocks, and commodities, and on I go. There's so many different asset classes they can participate in because their technology and the AI doesn't only work in one asset class. It will ultimately be working in multiple asset classes because the same factors that affect the crypto space often affect other asset classes as well. And in fact, gold and silver affect crypto. The stock market affects crypto and vice versa. Endotech is not on trial. This is an important thing too. I see people who are making posts, we've got to check out that they are real, that they actually have an office and all this sort of stuff. And can they really generate these results? Endotech is not on trial. They've proven that they can do what they can do. It is not an unproven entity. What's unproven is whether we have the ability to bring sufficient funds and go out there and build our networks. It's on us. It's not on them. I have no doubt whatsoever that Endotech will do whatever they need to do to make this product achieve the outcomes they've set out to achieve. We as contributors just have to bring other contributors and be rewarded with equity, trading rewards, and commissions. Endotech will do their job. That's a definite. We just have to do our job. We've got to stop worrying about what Endotech's doing on their side and just get busy doing what we are meant to be doing and all we're meant to be doing. We're being remunerated. We're being compensated, being paid, earning commissions for bringing crowdfund contributors, for bringing other venture capitalists to this project with their funds. And in return, we've got the opportunity to get equity, trading rewards, and commissions. So the key factors, the more we contribute, that's our personal tiers, the more we can be rewarded. Just breaking it down to fundamentals when we're sharing this with people, keep it in simple terms. 1, The more funds that I personally contribute, the more of my funds are earning rewards and the more equity I'm going to get. Just like a venture capitalist. The more a venture capitalist puts into a project, the more he can ask for in return for that investment. The more contributors that we bring to DAISY Crowdfund, the more we're being rewarded. So is our personal contribution and the contributors that we bring. So if we choose to, we can bring other contributors and we are rewarded for that. So what are the expectations of trading rewards? Because I get it. Some people just want to know, okay, I'm a venture capitalist, I'm contributing to this venture capital raise, this crowdfund. What should I expect? Well, Dr. Anna said, the Endotech typically is aiming for a 200% plus per annum gain with compounding. Okay, that's not withdrawing everything out all the time, but letting it compound. The D.AI.SY AI, this new technology we're developing, is aimed at multiplying that result by 4 times. Now, 200% is still a significant outcome, but 4 times is amazing. To be honest, if they get 50% of that, it'll still be an incredible outcome. But that's an expectation. It's not a guarantee. It's not a promise. As we all know, past performance doesn't guarantee future results. But she's very clear that based on the goals that she set, that's her intention. How do you get to enjoy the biggest gains in trading rewards? Compounding your trading rewards and not touching it for 1 to 2 years. I see so many people who can't wait to withdraw their funds. Now, I get that historically, the crypto network marketing space has been a bit of a train wreck for the last 4 or 5 years, and a lot of people just want to get a withdrawal to make sure it works. That's not a problem. But frankly, if you don't have a lot of funds, then your only way to build wealth is to let it compound and let it build up. And Endotech has been very, very clear. You know, their biggest results they achieve for clients is for the clients who let their funds compound. In other words, let their profits be added to their balance, and therefore the percentages that they're gaining are based on a growing balance, which means higher and higher profits. Ultimately, your goal, and something that's really come home to me, particularly this year, build enough capital to be able to put your capital to work and live off the profits. Too many people are eating away at their paycheck, they're eating away at their capital, and they never get ahead. If you want to have true freedom, picture this. Imagine if you did have $1 million that was going to work for you, and let's say that was earning 10% a year. That's 100K income a year. And you could live off the 100K. There's not many people on this planet that can't live on 100K. 100K puts you in the top 1% of people in almost all the Western countries around the world. Now, and you're still holding your capital. You're not losing your capital. But too many people are rushing out and also buying their toys, their dreams, their cars, their jet skis and their boats and their luxury holidays out of their capital. But what if you built up your capital that was generating funds for you, and you were funding not only your living costs, but also eventually funding all your dreams out of your capital, and you get to keep your capital? How much stronger would you be? And how much actual generational wealth would you start to build? I mean, I came from a family where there was no generational wealth. There was no wealth being passed on. And I think, most people aren't in a situation where there's been generational wealth built. The only way you build generational wealth is to have sufficient capital being built where you don't have to touch that and you can live off the profits. So how do you maximize your commission potential? This is what I'm sharing. This is the sort of conversation I'm having with people. Is basically refer a minimum of 24 contributors, where the total contribution of all your personally referred contributors is a minimum of 128,000. And if you can do that in a 30-day period from getting started, there's an opportunity to earn some true residual passive bonuses that can be an attractive supplementary income. In fact, it's probably enough for a lot of people to pay their living costs each month. So DAISY is an opportunity for the person with as little as $100 to the person with $100,000 plus to be part of a capital raise for a project that will revolutionise the financial industry. So when I asked you at the start, what is DAISY? DAISY is an opportunity for the person with as little as $100 to the person with $100,000 plus to be part of a capital raise for a project that will revolutionise the financial industry. That's just one little way you can summarise this that puts it into context of what it really is. Change your story of how you're sharing DAISY and you'll stand out from the crowd. Like I said, if you keep pitching it as a trading opportunity, you're going to spend all your time competing against every other scheme, deal, and scam that's out there. But if we position ourselves as if we are going to do a capital raise like we're doing a Shopify, a Netflix, those opportunities, all of a sudden we're in a whole different space. And fundamentally, that's what we are.
Well, thank you to Michael for that excellent overview. This is ongoing training. This is actually a series, and we will be bringing you additional insights into that. But I think that final summary that he's given to us is really spot on. It's an opportunity for a person with as little as $100 to the person with $100K plus to be part of a capital raise for a project that will revolutionize the financial industry. And with that, we're going to thank you for watching. This is, again, part of the excellent training in our team. We'll say thank you to our friends in our Facebook group, the Global Cryptos. And for those of you looking at this on YouTube later, you'll find a link below where you can join our team and participate in our marketing system, our trading system. We do appreciate all of your contributions and all of your ideas. We want to thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe so that you can get the latest updates, and we'll be glad to welcome you into our community. Thank you. Bye-bye.